was very complimentary on my lagers. He would only drink the lagers.
Okay.
I asked him, I was like, "Do you want to try one of the IPAs?" He's like, "No." It's like, I'm sure it's good. I just no, I can't do them.
That
It's
trend did not make it.
No.
Shock of shocks.
So that was very funny. So we get that quite often, and yeah, without like the two craziest beers I have on, honestly, is the I have a coffee stout.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then I just ran out of it. I wish I could give you a sample. I got some more in the tank, but my Hefeweizen, I do kind of a hybrid of a Hefeweizen and a wit, where it is still full on Hefeweizen from the base up, but it's adjuncted with honey to lighten the body, and then lemon peel to give it a citrus character, still with Hefeweizen yeast, but using that citrus peel, that wit style. It just, it doesn't have any coriander or anything like that. Makes for like a really, really good summer wheat beer. Nice. And it was so popular that I had to keep it going, and like it just ran out today, and I'm like, I got another tank going, but it's like, oh man, all right guys, you guys gotta stop drinking me out of beer.
Guys, stop enjoying my beer so much.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you guys have so many different events that happen here. You have trivia, live music. I mean, you only have one TV in this that I can tell.
We got the one over here and the one over here, and we just got a projector. We're gonna start playing. Yeah, we're gonna start playing all the football games and whatnot.
Well, American football, and then you could probably.
Yeah, we do soccer as well. I think that was something that like we had a similar conversation here, where it's like, I don't know how many TVs we really want to have up, and I joked with them that it's like, well, we've had the same conversation with Wim at Lakewood, where when Wim first had when the tap room at Lakewood was first getting like birthed and like conceived and whatnot with all the building. Wim was like, I don't want any TVs in my tap room. It is about the beer. I don't want any TV. No, that's not why people come to Lakewood. And that lasted for about a couple weeks.
Right.
And then TVs went up.
Like
you kind of have to.
Yeah, you kind of have to have TVs. Well, so how important is it, especially in this community, like to be connected and showcase the community that is happening with all the the live music and the different things?
We're looking into. We have a local friend of ours. Local at Revelers, actually, regular at Revelers. He pops over here every now and then, but I also have my beer over at Revelers, so he just hangs out over there. That's where he already was. He used to run open mics in California, and he's expressed interest of running an open mic here. And we like we have so many artists in the area, and so much youth and so much energy down here that we're going to work on doing some stuff like that.
That's awesome.
We have a board out here outside of the brewery that has it's just a coming soon kind of poster board, and it's for us and it's for whoever in town has a show going on. If the Kessler wants to put up a poster, like go ahead. If Texas Theater stops by, and like we want to encourage the entirety of the neighborhood, and so stuff like that is like you're walking through and you see like here's the events for the whole neighborhood. We're just part of that.
That's awesome. I love that because you are connecting more with the community and with the neighborhood as well. Like something bad happens to you guys, they'll help out. Something bad happens to them, you guys will. Yeah. So it's always a good symbiotic situation.
Yeah. Right now I have a handful of kegs out at other places, and they're all just around here.
That's awesome. So tell us about the food also, because like you just said, you guys have a neighboring up with the place next to you. What is your food situation, and
So the whole operation is Jack of all trades.
Jack of all, got it. But with a Q instead of the CK.
Yes, exactly. And so the license, basically the license and the permits and all that is for both places.
Right.
So Jack of all is trades, trades is Jack of all. It all is one unit. And so what basically it goes on is from 7 to 3, the kitchen runs the trades menu. So trades is sandwiches, bagels, coffee. They make their own bagels. They bake their own bread. They smoke their own meats. It's a full sandwich deli spot market. And then Jack of all opens at around 11, and we have a lunch that we work together and have most, if you want to go get a sandwich, you can either go get it to go, or you can come over to the pub and sit down and have a beer. But then once the PM kicks in, that's when it becomes the full Jaquval dinner menu. Gotcha. And so the kitchen then hands off to the PM, and then because we use the same kitchen for both places, so in the AM it's primarily focused as trades, and then in PM it's primarily focused as Jaquval. Nice. And that's when it switches to a full gastropub dinner menu.
Right.
Fish and chips, steak frites. Handful of the French dip is fantastic. We do a Wednesday burger special that has become very, very famous. $10 gets you a burger and a pint, burger, fries, and a pint. Yeah, that's when we could do roasted bone marrow.
Oh, what?
Like our kitchen is on point. Chef David is one of the reasons why this is working. Because
and your beer.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But having that full restaurant, there's only the owners are more restaurant tours than anything,
right?
And so that's where this angle is. It's like, well, they hired me to make the beer. Yeah. I'm going to make the best beer I possibly can, but they also have a fantastic chef that's going to make the best possible menu that he possibly can, and we're not just going to serve flatbreads.
Right.
No slight to all the breweries out there that are just serving flatbreads. They got to do what they got to do. Yeah. But we have the luxury of having a full kitchen.
That's amazing.
And everything almost is made or curated in-house.
How much are you working together trying to pair things?
Not a whole lot yet, as we're also... So, like I said, the owners, they also operate Oddfellows, Revelers Hall, Jaquval Trades, the two combined, and then they also have a restaurant in New Orleans that they also operate.
What's that one?
Frenchman All Day is what it's called.
It's
around the corner from. There's a small brewery because it's on the far east side of the French Quarter. It is in the French Quarter, but it's the district on the east side. I forget what that district is called. Yeah. And there's a small brewery. It's got a French name that is right around the corner.
I talked to them and I love
Brewery
them so much.
Brewery Yes. So they're right around the corner from them.
Fucking amazing.
I have yet to go and I really want.
Itty bitty.
Yeah.
But
so Frenchman All Day is a 4-minute walk from there.
Okay. Oh,
they're in that district.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so
Brewery's amazing.
So the executive chef, he doesn't run the Frenchman All Day, but the executive chef here oversees Odd, Jaquval, Trades, and Revelers simultaneously. So he basically oversees a lot of that. So we haven't, and I've been brewing like crazy. Yeah. So we haven't had chance to. We've the fish and chips is made with my IPA. Ooh. So it is a beer batter fish and chips. The mustard uses my American lager. So we've done some stuff like that. But we do have in the works plan to do more beer dinner type stuff.
Nice.
I think that's going to be a goal for once we really settle into the place and get kind of some not wind back up under our sails, but kind of able to breathe a little bit.
Well, you're still trying to figure everything out the first year. Yeah.
It's the first year we've been going like crazy. We've been trying to figure out all this different stuff. So I definitely want to make beer dinners a regular thing, especially once we are able to get outside beer in as well. And have I'd love to have a beer dinner that finishes with a bottle of Cantillon.
Oh,
who the hell's doing that? Something like that would be my dream for 2025, right. And doing more of those showcases of here's house beers, here's house food, but here's also some fantastic wine, whiskey, and this random beer from Indonesia that you've never heard of, or something.
Yeah.
I know Jack, my bar manager. His family from Singapore, and he raves about this Singaporean beer that he really loves. And it's dude, if we can get it,
right.
Let's go. Stuff like that has a story and has kind of like you asked in the very beginning.
Yeah.
What's a beer that connected you to this whole industry that we find ourselves in? A lot of times that isn't necessarily a craft beer. Sometimes it's just this beer that I had at this point in my life that really sunk in. If we can get that, if we have a story to tell and we have a representation of what that meant to so-and-so, I would love nothing more than to share stuff like that. And that goes with everybody who works here, including me.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's a beer nerd to a point.
Mm-hmm. Everyone has something that's struck with them.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Something that connected them to, I want to keep drinking this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Whether it be whiskey, bourbon, tequila, vodka,
Absolutely.
wine, beer, everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. Now, obviously, you worked at Lakewood and you came over here, but were there some breweries that kind of helped you help start everything when you guys did start up here?
Oak Cliff Brewing. Connor was a big help. He lent us a forklift a few times that we needed to move some equipment. Four Corners. Amy and Jason are old friends of Four Corners. They helped out quite a lot. Yeah, I'm always, picking. Vector's been helping me a lot. Tommy and Craig, we go back years and years at this point. So anytime I need like a little assistance in something, I always reach out to them. They're always a good resource. And then that's the nice thing about this industry is we're all tight knit and are willing to help out in little ways all the time. In fact, the Wednesday has kind of become a little industry night here, where I see some of the Petacolas boys in here. I see a lot of the Celestial team coming in. Oak Cliff pretty much comes in every single Wednesday for the burger special, and so you see old friends around. You swap stories, you swap recipes. Hey, what am I working on? Hey, what are you working on? And
or how did you do this? And,
or hey, I ran into this problem. What have you done? Like, I changed a part of my schedule because of a friend who's now. Oh, where is he now? He's at a new spot that's in the Colony. Something Rock.
Crap! I can't even think of it. What is happening in the Colony?
There's a new spot. Here, I'll look it up because they're just about to start opening. And
okay, so they've been open.
Because Michael Harper, I don't know if you've ever talked to him, formerly of Funky Picnic. He's got a new spot that they're working on up in the Colony.
R.I.P. to them as well.
Balanced Rock.
Oh, Balanced Rock.
That he's very excited about, and me and him have talked so much shop, and I've changed a few things of how I've gone. Where it's like, oh well, that does make sense. I can change this, and then I can do this a little better. And it's like, thanks. It's constantly with this industry, very tight knit.
Yeah, I've always heard everyone I've ever talked to is always, it's not a lobster pot. Everyone wants to help everybody else.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's amazing. Not even just here, but like
Women Lakewood have been a fantastic resource.
Yeah.
I still go there all the time and chit chat with them. And whenever I was coming over here, there was, hey, is there anything we can do to help? Do you need some yeast here? Do you need some lab knowledge? Like, hey, you won't have access to our big lab, but you can take some stuff up there and we'll test it for you. I was like, oh, thank you.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a hard question, but what are some of the top 3 beers you've made here that are your favorites?
Hasselhoff Pilsner,
not a hard question.
Hop It, and 405.
Okay.
So, again, when I first got into brewing in this industry, the friend who I was talking about, Jason, he had been brewing for about as long as I've been brewing now by that point.
Wow.
When I was getting into everything, I was all about barley wines, and imperial stouts, and double IPAs. Like, I was getting into everything. And he would always tell me, like, dude, by the time you're doing this for as long as I've been doing this, you just want a Pilsner.
You want a functional...
Fast forward to now, I've been in this industry as long as him, and my favorite beer that I've made here so far was a German Pilsner that I will never be able to coin it, nor probably should it be coined, but I still think Austin makes some of the best Pilsners.
Oh, okay.
Industry from ABGB. It's not Austin, but Hans Pils from Real Ale. That's Central Texas lager making and Pilsner making. Live Oaks, Gold, obviously. You have all those new guys out there that are still keeping that lager tradition alive in Austin. To where in the back of my mind, I always want to coin can we just call them Austin style Pilsners? And so I did just a classic like a North German style Pilsner, which is that super hop forward Pilsners. Your Bavarian styles are a little sweeter, a little more floral, a little more nuanced, where it's like when you go up to the north, it gets a lot more aggressive, a lot sharper, a lot more bitter. Your Bitburgers, your Carlsbergs, your Heinekens, and all that. I mean, that's not Germany at that point, but like once you're in the north spot, that's when things get a little sharper. And then you go to something like Hans Pils.